Hey guys, welcome back to Film Fetish. I'm your host CJ, and I just really had something come to mind. I've done over 30 episodes of this show, and not once have I dedicated an entire episode to my favorite action star of all time, Dolph fucking Lundgren. So today we're going to go into 5 films that I'm like in love with. This man is brilliant, big hulking motherfucker who's from Sweden doing great action film and kicking people in the face. I mean, there's nothing you can hate about him. So, if you're ready, let's dwell in. Dwell. For our first film, one of my favorite action movies to come out in the last 20 years, The Expendables 2. This fucking movie dropped on my birthday. I went to theaters and seen it 5 times. It's most times I've been to a movie theater for one film. Because it is bonkers. I love the first Expendables, but it didn't really give Dolph and them, the limelight. Because they made Dolph like a sort of villain. It was really bizarre. In the sequel, Dolph gets some of the best jokes thrown at him and from him. The main villain is Jean-Claude Van Damme. You got everybody else. You got Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Randy Couture, Terry motherfucking Crews. You got the whole group. And Dolph he is having so much fun. He's hitting on the cool Asian lady that he's with. He's just like, I could go for some Chinese. Well, my friend, you're gonna starve. Shit like that. This movie's phenomenal. Brutal violence, great humor, a lot of great set pieces. A fun cameo by freaking Chuck Norris. You can't go wrong with this movie. And Dolph is clearly having the time of his life. So, if God forbid you haven't seen that one, there's freaking 3 of them, with a 4th one on the way. The hell's wrong with you? Check it out. Now for arguably my favorite role by Dolph Lundgren. A movie that most people don't even know exists, and other people just don't register that it exists. We're talking about the 1989 The Punisher, which, due to legal issues, is technically not a Punisher film. He doesn't wear the skull, they don't mention the name, The Punisher. He's just Frank Castle with his bad... Dolph, I don't think, can grow facial hair. If he can, it's really fine and blonde. In the movie, they decided he needed black hair with black facial hair. So they literally rubbed on some shoe boot shine on his face. It looks terrible. That doesn't take away from the movie. It's brutally violent. There's a shockingly amount of death in this movie. Dolph is hamming it up as the very dry, I want to die because my family died, Frank Castle. You got Lewis Garrett Jr. I think that's how you pronounce his name. God, I hope I didn't butcher that one. And you just have this weird plot where the Mafia and the Yakuza are going head to head, and the Mafia teams up with Dolph to take on the Yakuza, leading to an incredibly abrupt main villain death, and, just etc., etc. It's a very low-budget movie, but it is so much fun. Dolph's riding through a carnival on a motorcycle, just blowing people away with a shotgun. He uses a harpoon gun at one point. It's insanity in the year 1989. R.I.P. to one of the greatest years of our life. And it's a fun, legal loophole action film. So if you haven't seen this one, oh my god. My buddy Cody got me a copy on DVD for my birthday years ago, and I still have it. Check it out. Now for the weirdest movie on his list. And there's a few of those. We're going to talk about I Come in Peace. Which is, I shit you not, a movie about a humanoid alien who comes to Earth to take the endorphins out of our brain to take back to his world to sell as a super drug. That's the fucking plot. Somebody greenlit this movie. Came out in 93, starring Dolph Lundgren as Dolph Lundgren. He's literally, I'm a cop, and I'm gonna fucking kick you in the face. He literally, behind the scenes, he does actually accidentally kick this one actor in the face during a robbery scene, and it's on camera, and it looks great. Anyway, Dolph has to team up with another alien and his goofy-ass detective buddy who, looks like a complete wimp, but ends up wielding a badass gun. He knows how to shoot and handle himself. There's a wasted character, though. About halfway through early in the movie, they meet him. He's this scientist guy. They take the little throwy disc thing that the villain uses. Literally shoots his shit like Spider-Man. It's awesome. Anyway, they take the disc to him, and when they meet him, he's he's shaking because he's a caffeine addict. And so he's just like, give me 1 second. Yeah! really need to calm down. Like, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? He only gets 2 scenes. And he's just wasted. I was like, I want a whole movie on this fucking guy. Anyway, so it's Dolph and his partner versus this badass alien. But at the same time, he's also dealing with the white collar gang, which is literally a bunch of mobsters. Ridiculous action, early 90s, so everything's practical. Explosions blowing up in people's faces. The main villain is almost indestructible. I come in peace. He looks like Raiden, like very Christopher Lambert, but it's totally not. It's some Swedish dude. Not very gory. It's got violence. Like, when he kills people, he injects heroin into their forehead, and that's how he gets his endorphins and shit. Weird action movie. If you haven't seen it, seek it out. Shout Factory did a collector's edition for it a few years ago. Like, you can't go wrong. Now, for the real Expendables movie, Skin Trade. Here we have Dolph Lundgren, Tony Jaa, Michael Jai White, Peter Weller, fucking Ron Perlman in one movie together. It's good enough. Anyway, in the movie, you have Dolph Lundgren and Michael Jai White. Basically, they foil Dolph Lundgren, who plays a Serbian warlord who smuggles women into the country. He foils his plans, accidentally kills one of his sons. Cliche, cliche, cliche. Ron Perlman kills Dolph's family, kidnaps his daughter. Dolph now wants fucking revenge. So he teams up with Tony Jaa, whose partner gets killed by the same people. And what ensues is shockingly good fight scenes between Tony Jaa and Dolph Lundgren. And then Tony Jaa and Michael Jai White. And a really bad one against Dolph Lundgren and Ron Perlman. Because Ron Perlman's 70 freaking years old. Ron Perlman's just chewing scenery with his terrible Serbian accent. Love it. Had a $10 million budget, and everything looks incredible. The neon lights, a tile, and everything. Really bad cliffhanger at the end, which I didn't really enjoy because it never got a freaking sequel. But overall, it's a ton of fun. Tony Jaa, this was like his first movie speaking English, and it shows. You show me. It's bad. It's really fucking bad. But yeah, if you haven't seen this one, it's a great, like, just shockingly high budget action film with Dolph being dead fucking serious. So, get it. Skin Trade. Now, for basically the first freaking Dolph Lundgren movie that comes to mind, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, where he plays the titular He-Man. It was the first live action only adaptation of the He-Man property to be live action, and it's fucking weird. They get transported to modern day, like LA, in a pink Cadillac. You follow me here. You got Frank Langella as Skeletor in terrible makeup. There's not really action scenes. Like, they're so poorly choreographed because he's got his big sword, but he's just like, awful movie, but so much fun. It's such a time capsule. I think it came out in '84, and it's fantastic just how bad it is. I want it signed. Like, if I ever get to meet Dolph Lundgren and I'm like, which movie of his like 50 filmography am I going to get him to sign? It's freaking He-Man. I'm going to remind him he was in that. If you haven't seen it and you want to get trash and enjoy yourself, find it. So there we go. Those were 5 of my favorite Dolph Lundgren films. I don't know what took me so long to get to this point, but here we are. And by God, if there's any more you want me to talk about, I'll talk about them. You just leave them in the comments below. As long as, I like them. It happens. There's a couple of shit ones out there. I own them. Anyway, if there's other films that you want me to talk about, not just Dolph, leave them in the comments below also. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And as usual, I'm CJ. This is Film Fetish, and keep it lowbrow.